What up, man? Chris Unbias checking in, man. Back on the blog. Welcome to the business blog, man. I appreciate all the love, the support, the emails, the text messages, the inboxes, everything about this business blog, man. I want to definitely help you guys get into entrepreneurship, manifesting your dreams, man, and becoming your own boss. That is very important, becoming your own boss. When I first started working, I was always a clock in, clock out guy. That was always me. My mom said, yo, you should probably pick a job that no matter what you do, you will always be able to have a job, no matter what you do. So that's why I ended up picking healthcare, something that could stand the test of time. I was like, you know what, people always will be sick. So that's why I went into healthcare. And most of my family were kind of like the same type, clocking in, clocking out, 401k, saving for retirement. Later on, they got into entrepreneurship, flipping houses, owning real estate, stocks and bonds, investing, the whole nine. That's pretty much what they're into now. So this case kind of drove me in that direction. When I was locked up, my lawyer said, we need someone that's not really your friend and not really your, someone that's not too close to you, like family, that can come speak on your behalf. What about your boss at work? And so they reached out to him, and he kind of took a I don't want to get involved approach. And when I was locked up, it really bothered me that he took that approach. You know what I'm saying? I had worked for him for like 7 years. I'm not saying we was the best of friends. He was like 63 years old. There was a big age difference between us. But every time he needed some extra help, I was doing it. Every time he needed someone to come in early, I was doing it. Every time he needed someone to stay late, work overtime, the whole nine, I was doing it. I was the youngest guy in the department. So a lot of it was like, you know, people kind of felt like trying to teach me. People was always trying to teach me stuff like, yo, we're going to try to build you up and build you up. And so when this happened with the whole case and everything, he took a wait and see, you know, I don't want to get involved approach. You know, of course I was mad. I was upset. You know, over time I got over it. I learned to understand it. I learned not to be so bitter about it. But when I was sitting back thinking, I was like, all them times I used to do all that stuff for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he would ask me, then I would get my eval, and my eval would just be okay. And then every time we got accolades in terms of like, oh, the budget is really good, or oh, this department did really well, it was always him being praised for it because he was the manager. And I said, sometimes you can build up someone else's legacy. Sometimes you can build up someone else's dreams. And it just made me think like, I don't ever want to depend on anybody because I thought I needed him to come to that bond hearing. And I don't ever want to work for someone else's legacy. I want to build my own legacy. So that this case kind of drove me in that direction. It's been like a blessing in disguise. So that's how I got into this business. I just wanted to tell y'all that story real quick. One of the things I'm going to say, a lot of you guys are in relationships, whether you got a female, a male, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever. You need to make sure that your partner is on the same page as you. You might have to get rid of them if they not. You really might have to get rid of them if they not. You can't have someone that's trying to clock in and clock out and you trying to be on your entrepreneur stuff. You need to have someone that is pushing you to become the better version of yourself in this entrepreneur. It's definitely a marathon and not a sprint. And you need someone that's not necessarily going to pay for everything or hold you down, but you need someone that sees your vision and is willing to ride with you through this vision. You know what I'm saying? But you got to, of course, do your own homework and be on point too. But you definitely got to have someone that is rocking with you completely. That's very important. A lot of businesses don't work out because the woman and the man are on opposite ends of the spectrum, and then you end up giving up. So that's one of the first things I want to say in this whole situation. Now, trucking business. The trucking business has been a blessing for me, man. It has definitely been a blessing for me. The first thing you need to do is you need to get a business license, a LLC. It's only going to cost you a couple $100. You get you a business license, you get your t-shirts, your business cards, you get magnets to go on your vehicle or whatever. You got to brand your business. Get you a business license. The second thing you're going to get is you're going to, real quick before I go there, that business license will create you an EIN number. That EIN number is going to be what you use to partner with anybody, to apply for anything, whatever it is. You don't use your social. Everything you do is attached to your business, and your business, you apply with it through your EIN. So it's not like you apply for something, Chris Unbias, and your social. It's your business and your EIN number. So that's very important. The second thing is you got to get you a good cargo van. I would start off with a cargo van if I want to do trucking business. A lot of people think trucks like, oh, 18-wheelers. You don't got to go that big to make very, very good money. Get you a cargo van, get you a really good cargo van that is very reliable. I want to take you outside and show you one of the first vehicles that I purchased. This is a Ford E350. As you can see, it got the racks up top. You know, if you want to put ladders or anything, or you want to put a dolly or anything up top. This is one of the nicer cargo vans. You see a lot of cargo vans and they're really beat up and everything. This cargo van is actually pretty nice. I bought this cargo van used, so you don't got to go out and buy a new cargo van or anything like that. Just get you something that's reliable, something that's dependable. Make sure you got some really, really good tires because you're going to do a lot of driving. Make sure you got some good tires, and this has a 9-foot cargo space in the back, so you can get a lot of merchandise in here for your travels. And this is something I think is good to start off with, is a good cargo van before you move up to box trucks or even 18-wheelers. Get you a cargo van that's very reliable, and then you are in the game. It's a lot of product that you can move in a cargo van. You know, a lot of cargo vans can cover a little bit less than 5,000 pounds. That can go a long way in transporting whatever materials they want you to transport, and you definitely can make some money, whether it's locally or state to state. The next thing you need is cargo insurance. Now, if you're just going to do some local work, meaning you only want to make about $1,000 a week, and you want to do some local stuff, and you want to be home at night and work 8 to 5, so to speak, or regular hours, but you still want to do delivery, because they got courier services that you can deliver in a cargo van. And they also have companies that just dispatch you locally. So if you just want to do that, then the only insurance you're probably going to need is maybe insurance that covers about $300,000 to $400,000 to $500,000. You don't need no crazy big insurance policy to do a lot of local work. So that was probably going to run you, I mean, with Progressive, it could run you maybe a couple $100 a month in cargo insurance. If you really want to get into trucking, and I don't mean just 18-wheelers. I mean like box trucks and doing more state to state, a lot of long distance runs and everything, so you can really, really make money. You're going to have to get probably $1 million insurance. $1 million insurance is probably going to cost you a down payment of about 2 racks, anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, and then you're going to have to pay your monthly fee, of course. But so a lot of your insurance money is a heavy fee for a lot of people to make. And that's why I say these are jobs that you can pretty much do with probably less than $10,000, because you can probably get you a good cargo van for about $7,000. And then you got your insurance. That may cost you a couple more thousand. So now we at $9,000 already. Your business license is a couple $100. Once you get to that, you're in the game. So you got to get your insurance, and you got to decide whether or not you want to drive locally or you want to drive state to state. But the $1 million insurance is ultimately what you need if you want to go state to state with a lot of companies, and also if you want to be able to create your own business and hire people. You're going to need that $1 million insurance. So those are 3 things that you definitely need. Okay, when I first started, I got a van, I got insurance, and I started off as a courier. I was going around Atlanta making $1,000 a week. That's one of my first jobs I had in a cargo van. One good thing that it helped is I kept pulling up into warehouses getting product, and I was meeting other people in bigger vans. They was in Sprinter vans, they was in bigger vans, they was in box trucks. And I used to always see these companies on the side of these trucks, and I would always ask questions like, yo, like, how do I get on with your company, or what does your company do? And I started learning companies that actually go state to state. Because in my menu, I was just doing courier work locally at first. So I was doing that. I had a cheap insurance, only paying a couple $100 a month. That was my first job. Then I signed up with companies that go state to state. Mind you, I'm networking. So I'm pulling up at these warehouses, I'm meeting these people that are going state to state. So I'm finding out who they working with, and I'm basically applying there. I'm applying, sending them my EIN number, the whole 9. Now I'm partnering with them. Now I'm going state to state. They sending me places, you know what I'm saying? And one of the things that, I want to show you an example. Once I started signing up with them companies, they would just text me every morning and ask me was I available. This is a similar text. You get a text like this, you'll say you're available and the area code, which is 30087. And then they'll send you, we got this from Atlanta, Georgia, pick up at this time. We need you to deliver to Danville, Virginia. It's 338 miles. It's one piece, 8 pounds. You get that. These are the text messages they send you. Now, they send you these messages all day long. You get these text messages. You, in turn, have to bid on this price, okay? So 388 miles, it's a good idea or a good rule of thumb if you can get $1 per mile. If you could get $1 per mile. It's kind of hard to do, though, to be honest with you. But if you can get $1 per mile, cool. So 388 miles, $1 per mile, $388. A lot of companies will try to get you to take 90 cents, 85 cents, 80 cents, the whole nine. So it's a bidding war. So you're bidding and you're bidding. Now, you end up bidding on a run. It gets approved by whoever wants this delivered, whoever put this order in, and then they dispatch it to you and you take the run. You know what I'm saying? So you cannot take the run too. You can turn down any run. That's the good thing about working for yourself. You don't have to go to Virginia. They basically are asking you, do you want to go to Virginia or not? You can turn down a run. So that's the good thing about working for yourself, owning your own business, the whole nine. So if you take this run to Virginia, you always want to make sure that you can try to get something going back. So you're going to go to Virginia, make your money. Then you're going to tell them that you're in Virginia now and that you want to make money coming back. You want to take a run coming back. So you got Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, then Georgia. And then you're back at home. So you need them to find you runs that are taking you back south. That's very important. So sometimes you may find a run in Virginia that's going to South Carolina, but that's okay because South Carolina is on your way to Atlanta. So now you're paying me basically to go home. So that is how you make money coming and going. You always have to make money. Every time that van moves, you need to be making money. That's very, very important. Always need to be making money. I don't know if you can see this, but it'll tell you a pickup. That'll be a pickup from Atlanta, Georgia, and it'll be going to Orlando, Florida. As you can see, this is one piece, 10 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So this is only 10 pounds, bruh. So I went to go pick this load up, and this is what it looks like. Now, as you can see, this is like some non-flammable gas or whatever. This is like a shoebox, bro. This is what it looks like if I back all the way out. It's really, really small. Looks like a shoebox. Really, really light. You know what I'm saying? I can move it around or whatever. So this is like some type of compressed gas that they want sent. And they're sending this to like a hospital or something down in Florida. Now, when you get a run like this, it's very tempting. This is very important right here. I'm about to tell y'all. It's very tempting to take that box and go hop in your car. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you can save gas. You don't got to drive this big old van around. You can save gas. You can cruise, listen to your tunes, relax, recline, heated seats, the whole nine. If you got a little luxury vehicle, it's really, really chill. And you know, you put it in the back, and then you take it, you know, down the road or whatever, and it's good. But when you get to Orlando and you tell them that you delivered this item, they're gonna ask you, are you available? And at that point in time, you'll give them the Orlando zip code, and they'll start finding you loads in Florida for you to take either back to Atlanta or further up north or another part of Florida, whatever the case may be. So anytime that you move, you want to be kind of trying to make money. So if you go to Orlando and you take something down there, you want to be able to take something back and make some money that way. Sometimes, every now and then, I'll take my car. I'll be like, yo, this shit is so little, I'm just gonna take my car. But a lot of times, bro, you really still, even as small as this is, you still want to take this big ass van, because when they give you a load coming back, hold on, we got this truck passing. I want to make sure y'all can hear me. All right, so if they call you with a load in Florida, it may not be small. You know what I'm saying? It may be like 400 pounds. It may be on a pallet or something. You're not gonna be able to fit it in your car. So you still need your van, even if you get a load down there. So unless you just don't plan on taking a load, or unless you're just gonna be like, you know what, I'm finna run down to Florida and turn right back around and run back, whatever the case may be, you may want a chance taking your car. Maybe they don't have nothing for you. It may work out in your favor that way. But you always want to make money to and fro, so you definitely want to, you know, still take the cargo van. Remember, I had to deliver this to this hospital, Event Health in Orlando, Florida. So as you can see, this is Event Health right here. So this is the place, man. So anytime you get a delivery, you got to make sure you get a signature. So I got delivered, a signature. So you take that signed paperwork, man, you text it back to the broker, and then you get paid, you know what I'm saying? So as right now, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. I got a lot of free time, man. I can hit the beach if I wanted to. If it was warmer, I could hit the beach, go to Disney World. If I want to go to Disney World, I can go to the mall, I can kick it. Or I can just drive back to Atlanta. So you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna hang out for a minute, man, see if I can catch something going back to Atlanta, pick up me another load, headed back up north to Atlanta, man. So it's a life of a trucking business, man. So this is really it, man. Really simple, man. Really, really simple, bro. All right, I don't even know if you can see this. Can you even see this? They just asked me if I wanted to pick up some tires from the Pirelli Tire Company and deliver them to Spirit Lake, Iowa. So this particular load, I decided to take myself. So I'm gonna take my ass to Iowa. I ain't never been to Iowa before, but I'm about to go to Iowa. So here go the load I picked up. I picked up this load right here. Now, as you can see, I'm gonna step into the van. These are tires. You know what I'm saying? You see the Pirelli tires right here. These are like low profile tires, man. Real thin, low profile tires. And this is pretty much the load right here. You can see the Pirelli shipping. I'm about to head to Iowa. Once I get to Iowa, we'll pretty much wrap this blog up and I'll show you them taking it out of the van and me being in Iowa, maybe even be snowing in Iowa. I don't even know what the weather's like by the time I get up there. But this is the trucking company. Now, I could turn down this load. If I didn't want to go and I could just say, you know what, I ain't really feeling this load. They'll just keep sending me more and more runs. Oh, you want to go to Miami? Oh, you want to go to the Texas? Oh, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? They're going to keep sending you different loads that they keep pulling off of these load boards. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the good thing about signing up with a bunch of different companies. You get a lot of different options. And this is like the day, like when I wake up, bro, I got a bunch of text messages about basically, are you available? Are you available? Are you available? What zip code are you in? What zip code are you in? You tell them the zip code and they start finding you stuff in there. If I don't want to, I can tell them I'm not available. I just want to do YouTube all day. I just want to blog all day. Or I just want to chill. I don't want to do nothing. Or whatever. So I kind of control how I want my day to go. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing about working for yourself, man. So being independent, working for yourself, entrepreneurship is definitely the way to go. I'm going to show you the complete thing. So I picked this up. I'm going to show you what it's like when we get to Iowa. And holla back, man. Yo, what up, man? Chris Unbias checking back in. We are in Iowa, man. I have never been to Iowa before. Let me see if you can see over here. Hold on. Let me see. Let me just walk over here real quick. Walk over here. Whenever you be booking your runs and stuff, you got to pay attention to us. The further you go up north, the gas is higher. So you want to factor that in when you're trying to determine whether or not you want to, you know, how you want to bid on stuff. Because as you can see, gas is $2.49. When I left Atlanta, gas was $2.09. That 40 cent make a big difference when you're traveling a lot of miles. But look at all this snow, man. Can you see all this snow? We don't get shit like this in Atlanta, man. But look at all this snow. Just all over. You just look all around. They done moved it off the road and stuff. So I was a little hesitant to come up here because you don't ever want to get trapped in no snowstorm. You been and came up here, everything be cool, and then you go to sleep and wake up and 8, 9, 10 inches and dropped on you. So you want to be careful and make sure you pay attention to the weather. But I made it up to Iowa, man. And this load that I'm taking, remember I was taking some Pirelli tires up here, 11 Pirelli tires. They are supposed to be delivered at 10 o'clock in the morning. And right now it is like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I got 9 hours. And I'm actually even though I'm in Iowa, I'm still 4 hours away from where I'm supposed to actually deliver this at. I'm supposed to be going to northern Iowa. So I got a little wiggle room, man. It's 1 o'clock. It got to be delivered in 9 hours. I'm 4 hours away. I got 5 hours to play with. So I'm probably just going to end up maybe getting a room. I might just chill in the truck and just go to sleep or whatever. So it just depends on what I want to do, man. But Life on the road, man. I wanted to take y'all through this whole journey, so we're gonna go all the way to the destination to where I actually deliver this at. What up, man? Chris Unbias checking in. We are in Iowa. I'm at my location. Remember I told you that you can go to sleep and wake up and it's snowing? Look at this shit, man. Look at it. Look at it. Look at the ground. Look at the ground. Look at the ground. Look at the ground. Look all around. All around. All around. You know what I'm saying? It is snowing. So this when you run into a situation like this proposes a dilemma for you, because normally you didn't came all the way to Iowa, so you done went through Georgia to Tennessee, you went from Tennessee to Kentucky, from Kentucky to Missouri, from Missouri to Iowa. So the best thing you can do is say, okay, how can I take a load going back south, because I got to go back south anyway. So now that I took this up here, I want to make money going back home. So normally you'll want to kind of maybe hang out in this area for a couple hours and see if they can find you something to go back down south. But since it's snowing, you don't want to hang out here. You don't want to get trapped here. You want to make sure you get out of here. Now, in southern Iowa, I'm in northern Iowa. In southern Iowa, it's not snowing. So all I got to do is go, probably 3-4 hours down the road. It won't be snowing anymore. Then I'll be going into Missouri, which would be St. Louis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact dispatch and tell them, yo, I'm headed to Missouri. So if you find anything in the St. Louis area, in Missouri, let me know. If you find anything in Kentucky, let me know. Tennessee, let me know. Going back to Georgia. And that's how you make money. Anytime this truck moves, you need to always be making money, man. If you can make money going and coming, you can definitely get paid in this business the maximum amount of money. So I'm about to pull up in this place. It's a little hole in the wall place too. See a couple tractor trailers and stuff. It's a little small town in Iowa, man. I'm finna go in here, unload this, and I'm finna hit the road going back to the A. And so I just want to take you on this journey, man. This is a job that I could have dispatched to somebody else. I could have hired someone to come out here and take this load. I really thought I could get in here and get out before it snowed, but you see that didn't happen. So had I known what I know now, I probably wouldn't drove up here. But anyway, it's all good. But yeah, I got a few trucks, man. Hire someone to come up here or take the loads yourself. And that's the trucking business, man. You get your LLC, get your business license, LLC, insurance. And once you got an LLC, you can hire people and put them under your employees, put them as employees and stuff, and you can dispatch them yourself. So I pretty much enjoy this shit, man. It's definitely, it's no cap to the amount of money you make. That's what I like. Before, if I made $20 an hour and I worked 40 hours a week, that was all the money I was gonna make. Now, I made a lot of money coming up here, so I probably won't work for another 3 or 4 days. But if I want to make more money, I can go back to Atlanta and get a whole nother run and keep making money. So there's no limit to the amount of money you can make as long as you're willing to drive. So that's what I like about this, man. Chris Unbiased, I'm signing out. I'm cold as hell. I did this for y'all. Salute, man. Like the video, like the channel. Holla at your boy. Subscribe to the channel. Holla at your boy. That was when I partnered with companies. Now what I'm doing is, I'm like, you know what? Instead of someone finding runs for me and telling me that these are the runs, I want to go find my own runs. I want to cut out the middle person, because the person that's texting you this run to Danville, Virginia, the person that's texting you that run is getting a cut of the run. So it's like, how can I cut out the middleman? I want to go find my own runs. In order to do that, you got to have your own authorities. And that's what I got right here. How do you get a trucking authority? Now, it varies in different states. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You're going to have to Google it and figure it out yourself. But basically, let me read to you what it says. Having your own carrier authority means you have the government's permission to get paid for hauling freight as your own trucking company. Operating authority is issued through the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration in the form of a motor carrier number. So you got to go get a DOT MC number when you get these authorities. There are different types of authority depending on what type of cargo is being carried. Some carriers will need multiple authorities to cover multiple types of cargo. Some states require intrastate authority if you're moving loads within a given state. Make sure you apply for the authority or the authorities relevant to your business. So that's very important. So basically, authorities cost about $300, give or take. So you got to go and get these authorities. And that's just these approvals. So you got to go take them your business license and your insurance and a couple more things. And then they'll give you your authorities. And then you can go on the loading boards which is boards where people put these loads at that make these orders, and you can snatch your own loads. And once you snatch your own loads, you can hire people to do them. So the next thing I did was I said, you know what? I want to do my own loads. So I got to get more trucks. So I went out and bought more trucks. Yo, what up, man? It's your boy Chris Unbias checking in, man. I wanted to take y'all into the world of trucking business right here. This is a 26-foot box truck right here. 26-foot box truck. I know it may look a little intimidating. In the state of Georgia, you do not need a CDL for a 26-foot box truck. You know, so definitely you got to check with your own state and see what's going on with that. I know different states have different laws, but you can make some really good money in a box truck. I'm talking like starting out like $2,000 a week, if not more. So you definitely may want to look into getting you a box truck. This truck right here costs about $9,000, but that's used. But you're gonna pay them roughly between $8,000 and $20,000 for a box truck. You know what I'm saying? So for me, if you just starting out, I recommend you get a used truck. You may not even know if you really enjoy this business or if this business works for you. So you don't want to jump out here and buy, you know, a brand new truck, man. But let's go inside real quick. So yeah, man, this truck definitely have you sitting up high, man. So it might be a little intimidating. If you ever drove a very, very large U-Haul truck, then you may be a little more comfortable driving this. But I definitely recommend this. If I was starting off in the trucking business, probably would get a cargo van first and just build your way up though. But cargo vans, box trucks is definitely what you need to have for the trucking business. So, all right, one thing I wanted to say that I forgot to tell y'all, man, is that if you're gonna get a box truck, you definitely need to get a lift gate on there. It definitely will help you out. Lift gate allows you to be able to put certain stuff on there and lift you up to the top. You know, you can put the pallets on and everything, man. So these box trucks carry a lot, man. These are kind of older box trucks, but I didn't really know whether how far I really want to get in this trucking business. I ain't want to jump out there and buy no brand new box trucks, but all you need is trucks that run properly. Then you hire people, put them in the trucks and put them on the road, man. So that's definitely the trucking business right there. Some more information I need to give you to really get you started, but this is the life of a trucker, man. I'll let you boy. Now that I bought these trucks, I got my authority, and now I can go snatch my own loads. And by getting those loads, I can now hire people to do different runs for me. So let's just say a load is $1,500 going from here to Texas. I can give you a truck, pay you $1,000, and I keep $500. And now I made $500 doing something I didn't even really do. You the one that actually did it. I just provided you the vehicle. You the one that drove to Texas and back. I made $500, you made $1,000, but we both made money. And that's how you can hire people under your own LLC to work for you, pull loads under your own authority, and hire people to work for you. And that is how you make money in the trucking business, whether you want to be a boss and basically dispatch people yourself, or if you just want to be the driver. If you're the driver, you still can make a lot of money. You still definitely can make a lot of money. If they send you to Texas, then you make sure when you get to Texas that you get something going back. So now you're making money twice. So there's a lot of money to be made. One of the things I like about the trucking business is it's no cap on the kind of money you can make. You can make money coming, you can make money going, you can stay. I can go to Texas, and then from Texas I can go to Denver, and then from Denver I can go to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix I can go to LA. Then from LA I can go back to Denver. I can just keep staying on the road and making money. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one good thing about the trucking business. When I worked at the hospital, I worked 40 hours. I made $30 an hour, and that's the amount of money I made for 80 hours. So the only way I could make more money was I had to get approved for more overtime. You know what I'm saying? I had to take lunches when they wanted me to take lunch. I had to come in when they wanted me to come in, leave when they wanted me to come in, mandatory weekends sometimes. I don't have to worry about none of that anymore. I work when I want to work. I take loads when I want to take loads. I can stay home when I want to stay home. I don't have to worry about any of that. Another perk to driving is, because they just tried to send me to Miami the other day. I could go to Miami. You're going to pay me to go to Miami. Once I get to Miami and drop the load off, I can just chill. I can go to the beach. I can go to the mall. I can hang out. I can hit the clubs. I can do whatever I want to do and then tell them I'm available and tell them I need a run coming back to Atlanta. So it's like you're paying me to be able to take a vacation because you're putting me in an area that has water, a beach, a mall, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you may take a run from here to LA, pay you all this money to go to LA. Then when you get to LA, you can just hang out for a day or two and then come back to Georgia. So that's another kind of blessing. You can get people to ride with you. You can wear what you want to wear. You can stop where you want to stop at. You can eat what you want to eat. You can take, I ain't going to say take your time to get there, because you do have a schedule that you must deliver and deliver the product by. But you just your own boss, man. You can move how you want to move, react how you want to react, chill on how you want to chill, listen to music, talk on the phone, watch YouTube videos, you can do whatever the whole time. No micromanager. That is very, very important, man. And that's pretty much the trucking business in a nutshell, man. If y'all want to talk aside from this video, I can give y'all more information on it. Obviously, I can't put everything in a video that y'all might come up with questions, but that's pretty much the gist of it. If you get you a truck and you get you insurance, I can put you in with the certain companies and you can apply to them that will find you loads. Once you get your loads, you can start figuring out the game to where you get your own loads and you can cut them out. But you got to crawl before you walk, and you got to learn stuff before you get there. Don't jump all the way to 18-wheelers and trying to pull your own loads. You're gonna get too far ahead of yourself. So, but it's a gradual build, man, and it's been a blessing, man. It's definitely been a blessing. So that is the trucking industry in a nutshell. One last thing before I go. Once you get a truck and once you start driving, there's other ways you can make money as well. You know what I'm saying? You can obviously you got Amazon. Obviously you got FedEx. Obviously you got Home Depot. A lot of different people actually use cargo vans and other carriers to deliver stuff for them. And you work with Amazon. Amazon may give you a route. Say, hey, I need you to do this route, and I'm going to pay you $3,000 a week to do this route. So if you don't want to deal with loads and going to Texas and going here and going there, you can get you a route with Amazon, Home Depot. It's all about networking. Once you start driving, you're going to meet more drivers. You know how it is when you buy a car and you be like, yo, I never knew that there was this many people had my car until I bought my car. That's what you notice when you buy a car. You start realizing how many cars that look just like yours you see on the road. When you start driving, you will start meeting people that do exactly what you do. There's more experience that's going to say, hey, man, I got on with Staples, man. All I do is deliver paper every day to 15 different places, and they pay me $2,000 a week to do it. You start learning this stuff when you get into trucking. You know what I'm saying? I don't personally do that because it's still like working for somebody. Like, I know every day I wake up, I got to go to Staples and do this route. I don't really want to do that. However, it's still a way to kind of control your own destiny, make some money, and still make you some good money. So as long as you don't mind driving, because it's a lot of time you sitting on your ass in a particular spot like this driving. You may get tired of that. Some people don't like to drive, period. So this is one of these things. The last thing I want to say is the weather elements is very important. You may have to deal with snow. You may have to deal with heavy rain. You may have to deal with heavy wind. You got some wind elements that you have to deal with that at the end of the day could affect you, and you got to be careful on where you go to. Don't just be taking loads going anywhere and you end up getting stuck. Like, oh, I'm going to go to New York and then find out you're in the middle of a snowstorm. That's another thing you definitely don't want to do in the trucking business. So that is it in a nutshell, man. If you got any questions, man, actually DM me, hit me up, YouTube comments, whatever. Try to reach out to me and get to me, and I can try to answer them. Real quick before I get off this trucking topic, man, you know how I was telling you that I was partnering with companies and they were finding loads for me and everything? A lot of y'all may not know what those companies are. So if you ever get you a van, insurance, you get everything in order, and you like, Chris, where do I begin? What companies do the hiring or whatever? I can point you in the right direction for certain companies that will hire you. One of the companies is RP Expediting. That's one company that will hire you. It's many more out there. So if you need to get pointed in the right direction, I definitely can do that for you. So we're going to move on to the next job. Yeah, man, the next job is the cleaning business, JanPro cleaning business. I've been doing with JanPro for almost 20 years now. You know what I'm saying? It was one of the first businesses I invested in. It was something I never spoke about when I was doing Unbias review, because people just tend to take stuff the wrong way. You tell them you own a cleaning business, next thing you know, they trying to call you a janitor. A lot of people don't realize just how much money is in cleaning. It's a lot of money in trash too. A lot of people, I don't mean like ride on the back of the truck and grabbing people's trash. I mean like owning having you a little trash company. You don't realize how much people will pay you to take their trash out and pay you to get rid of their trash that's in their house or on their yard or whatever the case may be. It's a lot of money in trash. But with JanPro, it's something I invested in very, very small. This business right here, by the end of this year, will be a 6-figure business for me. It will be a 6-figure business for me. And I only invested $1,000 to start off. I had a little bit of money way back in the day. I invested in the cleaning business. I started out very, very low. And you know what JanPro is they will go out and they will find contracts for you to clean. Now you can do residential and you can do commercial. I don't want to do anything residential. I don't want to go in people's house and all this kind of stuff. Commercial is a lot better for me. I advise that to you as well. So commercial is the way to go, office buildings and stuff like that. They'll go out and they'll find different contracts for you, you know, based on the amount of money that you invest. And they're going to take a percentage of it, but I'll explain it in a minute. So right here, you can invest very low. Like you can invest as low as, it looks like $2,800 can get you a JanPro franchise. And you can basically finance the $2,800, meaning that you can put $1,000 down and finance the other $1,800, and pretty much you can start a JanPro franchise. So they have like these little different ratings or whatever the case may be. You know, I'm pretty sure it's a JanPro in your area or whatever, or if something Janny King or one of these different kind of cleaning businesses that offer these franchises. Now, when you look at this, you may think, well, I'm going to invest, let's say $5,000, and you're only going to guarantee me between $11,000 and $15,000 worth of revenue per year. So I don't really see where it's really big. With JanPro, you kind of got to know how it works. You know what I'm saying? You invest small, and then you just gradually grow. And what happens is the better and better you clean, you know what I'm saying, that people, they're going to come out every now and then and kind of inspect your buildings and make sure that you're, you know, doing everything properly. The better and better that you clean, you're going to be able to get more and more contracts. Even contracts that may be out of what you qualify for. Meaning if you if you invest a certain amount of money, they're going to give you a certain amount of work based on the amount of money you invested in. But if you're a really good cleaner, or you're really good at what you do, or they're very reliable, they'll give you more business, especially when you have a good relationship with the person that's finding you these contracts. And a lot of people make a lot of mistakes in the cleaning business. You know what I'm saying? They invest very high, and then they get all of these big contracts. And the contracts overwhelm them, which means they'll invest high, and then JanPro will go out and they'll give them a Chick-fil-A, and they'll give them a Zales jewelry store, and they'll give them all these big buildings that they have to clean every day or 5 days a week or whatever. And it becomes overwhelming because they either don't realize what they get into and don't want to clean that often, or the people that they hire aren't reliable. So what happens is you'll find that people actually lose a lot of contracts because JanPro is not going to allow you to keep messing up their business. So if they give you if you buy a franchise from them, you're required to kind of like uphold their name. So if they give you a Chick-fil-A to clean and you don't clean it good, then the Chick-fil-A is going to get snatched from you, and they'll offer it to someone else. So they may offer the Chick-fil-A to you now, okay? Now remember, you bought in very low. So technically, they didn't already gave you a lot of business based on what you bought into, but they got this Chick-fil-A right now. And they're like, you know what? Let's just give it to old girl, or let's just give it to old dude. Even though you bought in low, they're going to bless you with a Chick-fil-A that's going to pay you a lot more money. You see how your revenue is growing even though you bought in low? It's very easy to capitalize on people's mistakes because they buy in too high, or they hire people to clean and the people don't clean well, and they end up giving up their contracts. So that's another way to really grow. So this is one of those marathon, not a sprint things. You can stay in this business. You can clean. You can pay your rent. You can pay your mortgage. You can pay your house note. You can pay everything with JanPro. And you can do it part-time. You can invest high, full-time. My advice to you if you're going to do JanPro is, what I did was I invested in small contracts. And what I mean by that is I took weekend-only accounts. So when they call me and say, you know, we got an account that cleans 1 day a week for $250, I'll be like, okay, let me get that. Oh, we got a contract to clean 1 day a week for $275. Okay, let me get that. And I put all of those, remember they 1 day a week. So every contract that I got, I said I want to do them on Sundays or the weekend. That means I could do it Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. I just had to have it done before they came back to work Monday. So I literally will wake up, bro, like on Sunday and clean about 9 buildings in a row. And it would probably take me like 8 hours to do them. I cleaned like 9 buildings in a row. And I had all my buildings on the same day. I had all my buildings in the same area, and I cleaned them all in a row. And that was pretty much how I set up my buildings. I never took big accounts. Big accounts can be overwhelming. They mess around and give you a Chick-fil-A. You got to go in there and you got to drain the oil out of the Chick-fil-A thing, and you got to just do all this. Like, it's going to end up being like a kind of a big deal. You start to kind of learn what accounts to really take. Say they give you a jewelry store. That's perfect. Because what do you know about a jewelry store already? It's already clean. You know what I'm saying? It's already clean. The bathrooms are going to be clean. The floor is going to be clean. The trash won't hardly have anything in it. Maybe you got glass from people putting their hands on the glass, looking at jewelry or leaning over or whatever. For the most part, it's clean. So you're going to give me a jewelry store that's already mostly clean, and you want to pay me a bunch of money to clean it. So now all I got to go in there is spray the glass down, vacuum the floor real quick, take out the trash out the little offices, and now I'm done. But you pay me all that money to clean a building that's relatively already clean. You start learning that also, like, can I pick certain buildings that are pretty much clean already? A lot of office buildings are already clean. We're in the middle of COVID. People aren't running around with dirty offices. People aren't running around being unsanitary. Now, sometimes you can't always get a clean building. I'm gonna mess around and give you a warehouse. It ain't gonna be that clean. I gotta be honest with you. But as you pick and choose what contracts you want to take, you start realizing, like, okay, this is what I want to take. The best bet is to get a bunch of small accounts and then grow instead of getting a bunch of big accounts. Because you get a bunch of big accounts, it can overwhelm you. It may sound cool to go clean Chick-fil-A 5 days a week until you got to do it. Then you're like, man, I got to go over here and clean this Chick-fil-A. I got to go over. Like, that becomes like a hassle. Because a lot of these office buildings, you're going to have to clean them after hours. So when these people work like 8 to 5 and go home, then you got to go in there and clean. You may get tired of coming in there at 9 and 10 o'clock at night cleaning these buildings if you got other stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to set up your accounts a certain way. This is actually a good job for people that want to work when they want to work. If you got kids and you got to take care of your kids during the day and you want to, like, get out, or they in school or something, or whatever the case may be, and you want to be able to get out at night, you can go in these buildings, bro. You are the only person in these buildings. You can take your time. You can listen to your music. You can take whatever time you want. You just got to have it clean before the next day. You can come at 2 in the morning and clean the buildings if you want to. You can hire people to clean the buildings if you want to. It's a lot of options you have when you own a franchise. Yo, what up, man? It's your boy Chris. Unbias checking back in. This is the cleaning company. I'm at one of the buildings right here. I particularly signed up with JanPro. You can sign up with any cleaning company you want to do, buy you a franchise, and then all of a sudden you have a cleaning business. So I'm going to take you inside and show y'all what I have to do when I do have to clean a building. So this is the building right here, man, that you have to clean. For the most part, when you get buildings like this, they're already clean. So that's really the good part about it. But obviously, if you got floors, you're going to have to maybe sweep and mop, depending on how dirty they are. You don't have to do it every time. If you got carpet, you got to vacuum. I'm going to take you inside the bathroom real quick. This is the bathroom. This is one of the bathrooms you'll have to clean. But if you look around, it's already clean. You know what I'm saying? If you look around, it's already clean. So one good thing about these accounts, all you really have to do is do a quick little wipe down for the most part, and because they already keep it clean for you. If you get accounts like these, it just makes your work that much more easier. So let me show you something else I gotta do. All right, another thing I gotta do, you always wanna check your book. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to check your book. Make sure you don't have any notes. Nobody left you any bad notes. If you got people cleaning your buildings like we do, you don't want to make sure that they did a good job. You know what I'm saying? Definitely don't want them to, everything is a reflection of you. So if they leave this note for you or whatever, you know that you're responsible for it, no matter if you had someone clean the building or not. So checking this is one of the first things you want to do. All right, you definitely want to get you a backpack vacuum, man. If you're doing any commercial cleaning, you don't want the whole push vacuum that you may have at your house. You want something like this. This allows you to have kind of like an extended vacuum for you to be able to get in crevices or whatever. And it's really easy, man. If you turn it on, that's really it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have to clean this building. This building's already been cleaned, but I just wanted to come up here and show you. So basically in this building, it'll be cleaning the bathrooms, which you see are already pretty much clean. Taking out the trash, which is really easy. All you do is replace the liner with a new liner. That's very simple. And vacuum, you know what I'm saying? And if you may have to mop or something, but most of the time, man, these buildings like this are already clean, so you just have to really come in here and do a lot of touch up. You don't have to spend a lot of time in here. It's a big building, but I'm probably only being here like 30 minutes if I was cleaning. All right, man, so that's pretty much it. Just basically take the trash out, vacuum, sweep and mop the floor. Really simple, man. Even though this building is relatively large, you won't spend a lot of time in here at all doing this. So if you are getting in cleaning business and you hiring people to come out here and clean these buildings, they gotta treat the building like you would treat it. So first, when you get this building, you're gonna have to work this building yourself. So even though I'm showing you this, I'm not above cleaning these buildings if need to. You know what I'm saying? But the goal is always to hire people to clean these kind of buildings. And I just wanted to take y'all around and show you, man. I didn't want to just tell you businesses that you know, I may be a part of. I wanted to actually take you around it and put you in my world a little bit. So what up, man? Chris Unbias. We back at another building. This is like a church / Bible study room or whatever. This is another building that we got to clean. So as you can see, it's a lot of floor. See all this floor? So you got to sweep and mop. You got your push broom right here. Show you the push broom. So I'm about to sweep up real quick. And there you have it, man. You gotta sweep and mop up in here. See how fast I swept that floor? That's why you need a push broom. Sweep it up really quick. Next up, you gotta mop the floor. But before we get into that, we got a little basketball goal here, man. Show you this is where I got my hoop skills at, you know what I'm saying? Hitman, holler, daylight, whatever. Let me see. Is basically a 6-figure franchise that is going to become by the end of the year. And I'm just going to continue to hire people to clean these buildings. And I'm going to sit back, hire people to clean these buildings, and make money off of these buildings. But don't get it twisted. Y'all see me sitting in front of this camera. Y'all see me blogging. Y'all see me living a good life. I'm not above by any means to go and clean no building. If I ain't got nobody to clean no building, these are my buildings that I built, you know, this rapport with. I'm not finna allow, if you can't clean the building and I hired you to clean the building and you can't go clean, I gotta go clean the building. It's been plenty of times y'all see me in these blogs and don't know I just came from cleaning the building. I had to go out there and do it. So I'm not above doing it at all, man. And this has been another blessing, man. Like I literally was making like 50 racks a year cleaning buildings. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all don't even know that I was making that kind of money cleaning buildings, and now I'm finna just grow it to a bigger thing. I just had a meeting recently and was talking about how I can expand. There's people with JanPro making over $100,000 a year. All they doing is hiring people to clean a bunch of buildings, but they really figured out certain stuff. Another secret too is if you have an area that has buildings, office buildings that are available, but it's not like you don't have a lot of competition. So let's just say you live in a city, and that city, but you kind of live on the outskirt per se, and they got a lot of business over there, but they don't have a lot of like franchise owners in that area. Then that means every time that they get work, you're one of the only few people they have to give work to, because you're one of the only franchise owners that's in that area. So that's another way to grow your work too, is to also work an area that's not popular. You know what I'm saying? Like Atlanta is big, but there's a lot of outskirts of Atlanta. So sometimes your willingness to move and work in other places would allow your business to grow also, because you don't have as much competition as maybe in Atlanta. Maybe you have a lot of franchise owners, you don't have as much competition. So that's just something to think about, man. JanPro has definitely been dope. You know, as far as the fees, obviously you got to get insurance. Definitely got to get insurance. You know, they're going to give you everything in the beginning. They're going to give you a backpack to wear, for vacuuming. They're going to give you your cleaning supplies. They're going to give you the keys to the building. You're going to do walkthroughs with the manager of the building. They're going to tell you how they want the building clean and what to expect. They're going to give you a code to the alarm. All this stuff, you're going to come in and clean the building. For 1 year, JanPro will take a percentage. So let's just say you got an account that pays $275 a month and you clean it 1 day a week. So that means you clean 4 times for $275. For a year, JanPro will take a percentage of that. So maybe instead of making $275, maybe you'll only make $235 for 1 year. And then after that year, that account kind of like you become vested. So that account becomes yours and you get all of the $275. So that's how JanPro works. They do take a small percentage. You may end up losing, $25 to $50 on the account or something, $25, $35 on the account for up to a year. But that's not really that big of a deal, to be honest with you. It's really not. You just end up getting enough accounts, and next thing you know, your 12 months are just knocking away, and then all of your accounts become vested, and you end up getting all of the money. Right now, all of my accounts are vested except 2. I just recently picked up 2 accounts. So those 2 won't be vested until another 5 months, and then I'll get more money from those accounts. But that's really JanPro in a nutshell, man. Start off small, and I definitely feel like you can definitely grow. You can definitely grow. And also, whoever you hire, you got to make sure that whoever you hire is a very good worker. They got to treat these buildings like you. Do not lose no keys, because I'm telling you right now, these commercial places do not want to rekey the building. They don't want to give you a spare key. I mean, I'm not saying they don't want to give it to you, but they can make it a hassle. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to do that. Obviously, don't mess up nothing. Don't spill no chemicals on no floor. These people be trying to get their whole carpet redone because they know you got insurance. So you definitely got to make sure you own your P's and Q's with everything. But for the most part, it's just cleaning, man. A lot of these places you go in there, bro, it's just vacuuming the floor, taking out the little office trash, which ain't nothing but replacing a liner in the bag, and cleaning a bathroom that's already clean. That's really what it is. It's a bathroom that's already clean. It is so simple and so easy to do this. Y'all people just got to get out of your mind like, oh, it's janitorial work. Like, nah, this is your business. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I want to say about JanPro. It's definitely been a blessing, man. And for anybody that wants any more information on JanPro or want me to explain anything any further, then, just let me know. And if you got a JanPro in your area, set up a meeting with them, man. Set up a meeting where they'll go over this chart. You can buy in at so many different levels, man. You can invest at $2,800, $4,200, $5,800, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $13,000. I mean, all the way down to like $50,000 you can invest, and they'll tell you how much per month you should make based on your investment. And always know that you can continue to grow that, because believe me, it's going to be a lot of people that get too far ahead of themselves in this business, and they're going to be calling you like, hey, do you want to get another account? Hey, do you want to get another account? Well, I got this account if you're willing to take it. So you're going to be like, man, I invested really low, and they started giving me a bunch of accounts. So just make sure you're a good worker. Make sure you hire good workers. Make sure that you don't damage any property. Make sure that you do not lose any keys. That's very important. Obviously lock up when you leave and all that kind of stuff. Don't be not setting the alarm and none of that stuff. That's another thing that gets you in trouble. Make sure you do everything you got to do right, and you'll be straight, man. It's definitely a good business, man. So that is JanPro, the cleaning business, all in a nutshell. The next thing I want to talk about is YouTube. a lot of people hit me up and say, yo, Chris, you know, how can I get into YouTube blog and what's the best way for me to start? You know, I really want to start a YouTube channel. I started my YouTube in 2011. There was nobody in front of me for me to follow or blueprint anything. It really wasn't a battle rap blogger that was popular for me to say, you know what, I see what he's doing. When I started blogging out of Atlanta, I used to get a lot of hate, man. A lot of hate, because here I am in Atlanta. Battle rap is basically in New York. And here I am telling battle rappers from New York, a completely different like region, that they're not good or that they didn't do good enough in this battle. So a lot of people didn't really, I mean, they respected me because I was consistent and I felt like I was pretty honest and pretty unbiased, but a lot of people didn't like the fact that I just wasn't from their region. Like, oh, what does this South dude know about battle rap? You know, all these country lyrics and country, you know, the South was pretty much running hip hop at that time. And for the most part, it still is, but it was a lot of like country music from the South, and people didn't think that a Southern blogger could understand battle rap lyrics from New York. What started to change that for me was going to events. You know, the more and more events you go to, you start getting a lot more respect. You know, I was doing blogs talking about Cortez and Goods and Math. Then I would go to events and I would actually have conversations with these guys, and they started to at least respect the fact that I came outside, that I showed up at events, and that I was trying to understand the culture. So that was really the big thing. I was really slow to making money in YouTube. I'm not going to lie. I started in 2011, but I didn't even monetize my channel until 2015. For 4 years, I did blogs completely free. I didn't know anything about YouTube and money. I see commercials in front of my videos. I'm oblivious to the fact that people are really making money on YouTube. When people was telling me like, yo, I'm making YouTube money, I was like, oh, that little $100. I didn't really think there was any real money in YouTube. So I wasn't really trying to be monetized. I met someone that had pretty much did a video. It had only got like about 10,000 views or something, but somehow he ended up getting like a couple $100 off the video. And when he told me that, I'm looking at my views, I'm looking at his views. I'm like, if you getting a couple $100, I should be getting a lot more money. So that kind of started me like, okay, I'm gonna really look into this whole YouTube blog and everything. The thing I will say to every YouTuber, you got to be consistent and you got to brand yourself. And what I mean by that is try to have thumbnails that are very similar, but you just change certain things, but you kind of keep a similar thing. Try to get your editing good. Try to get your presentation good, your camera good, everything. In some genres, it may not matter. Obviously, in battle rap, people can just turn on a cell phone and talk, and that's all people care about. But in most situations where you're filming video, if you have good quality, it will draw people in. So I recommend getting a good camera. I recommend learning how to edit if you can. I recommend branding yourself with thumbnails and t-shirts and hats and backgrounds and backdrops and all this kind of stuff. Brand yourself the best way you can. Create you a logo. And just be consistent, man. Try to blog at least 3 times a week if you can. At least twice a week, to be honest. But 3 times is cool. And just when you first start, you're going to learn certain things about yourself that you don't even realize when you talk. Like when I first used to do blogs, I used to say a lot. Like, yeah, I was listening to the first round of that battle and he said, you know, and then he went over there and he did this bar. I used to say all the time. You know, I like this first round, but I felt like it could have been better. If he would have went this way and did this move and did this, I used to say so much when I played back videos, it just irked the shit out of me. And that's something that I didn't even realize I used to say a lot until I started recording myself. So when you start recording yourself, you learn certain ways to talk. You get better presenting yourself. And that's really important too, is try to minimize a lot of speech problems that you may have as best as you can. You know what I'm saying? That's also another tip I give you. And just being consistent. Realize it's a marathon and not a sprint. Give YouTube about a year, man. Give it a year. When you start, you're going to start getting hardly any views and hardly any subscribers. Give it a year. Get to your 1,000 subscribers. Get to your 4,000 watch time hours and monetize your channel. I'm gonna tell you a few little more like little secrets. And YouTube is very hard to master, so I'm not gonna even act like I know YouTube down packed. Sometimes I don't understand why a video does this many views, and sometimes I don't understand why a video does this. Obviously, drama sells, so the more sensationalized you make the video, the more clickbait you make the title, it's gonna do more views. But sometimes I may think a video would do more, and it doesn't. I may think of this video might do less, and it does more. But I'm going to give you some rule of thumb. One thing is tagging your videos. That's really important. This site right here, I don't even know if you can see it. I'm going to take you to the computer and show you, but extract the tags from a YouTube video. Shout out No Mercy, because he put me onto this. You know what I'm saying? I was basically finding tags another way, but this way is actually an easier way to do it. I'm going to take you to the computer and show you exactly what I mean. And then I'm gonna even talk to you all about the money I made in the past month. Like, this is a video where I'm really taking you into these particular businesses. No cap, no lies, no making up stuff. I'm really gonna put you in the mix. I'm gonna tell you what I made last month on YouTube. Like, I ain't here to be fronting in front of no video. So we gonna go to extracting videos. Before I do that, one thing I want to say, YouTube done got a lot more strict. You can't curse as much. You can't say a lot of derogatory things. They're real strict as far as like putting up twerk videos and women in bathing suits. It's real easy to get your channel flagged. That's something to be very important of, and that's probably why a lot of people are kind of getting away from YouTube and getting into Patreon and other entities to doing things, because it's really easy for YouTube to just look at your video and just minimize your channel in terms of how much you can monetize it. And I'm gonna show you an example. Let me find an example for you. So these are the videos I put up recently, or a while ago actually. You see that yellow dollar sign that's in the middle? That video was a video I did about prep when I was talking about the envelope. And obviously in there, I'm talking about the envelope. I think I even showed a little bit of the girl in the picture that was kind of beat up or whatever the case may be. That pretty much made my video, it demonetized it a little bit. Meaning I make a little bit of money off that video, but I don't make as much money as I should, because I showed something that they felt was inappropriate. And a lot of times advertisers don't want to put commercials on videos with inappropriate things. So what you want when you upload is you want all of your green dollar signs. All of your green dollars. And when you get yellow dollar signs, that means your money on that video is going to start being affected. It doesn't mean you won't make any money. There are loopholes. There's ways to get around it. Maybe you have to upload it again. Maybe you can finesse the video a little bit. But for the most part, it's going to mess up your monetization. So I just want to put that out there. YouTube then got very, very strict in that. Probably one of the reasons why Battle Rap moved to like an app and everything. But for the most part, YouTube looks at a lot of your videos. It's actually manually looked at by an actual YouTube person to determine whether or not it meets monetization right. So that's something that, you know, they do. They're very strict about it. So you just got to be careful with the content you upload. Let's go find out about these tags real quick. All right, so here I am on YouTube, right? I'm on The Odd Couple, which is something I watch. It's like Fox Sports Radio. You can see it over here or whatever. It's Fox Sports Radio. And if I want to know how they tagged this video talking about Drew Brees, this is a Drew Brees video, then I can click this link, highlight the link, right? Copy it, bring it over here to extract videos, extract the tags from a YouTube video. I can put this link in here, click I am not a robot, click find tags, and it will tell me all the tags that was used for this video. NBA, Chris Broussard, Rob Parker, college basketball, NFL, all these different tags. So if you want to borrow someone else's tags, you can pretty much put the link to their video in here and you can borrow tags. So that's one method to figure out how to tag something. Another thing you can do is if you wanted to make a video about Drew Brees, right? And you wanted to say, you know what, Drew Brees is retiring and I want to make a video about it. Let me turn this around. You want to make a video like Drew Brees is retiring and I want to make a video about it. You can type Drew Brees' name in a search bar. And when you come up with certain suggestions, because you know when you first start typing in YouTube, it gives you suggestions. If a suggestion is already there for his retirement and you want to do a blog on his retirement, you can just steal pretty much the suggestion because it's already part of the YouTube algorithm. So for example, I type in Drew Brees. So let me back up. And I say I want to do a retirement video. So what do I see? I see retirement speech and I see announces retirement right here. So instead of trying to come up with my own title, just take one of these titles. Just put Drew Brees announces retirement or Drew Brees gives a retirement speech. And these are already things that are already being searched on YouTube. That's why they came up as suggestions, because people are searching these things. So yeah, instead of trying to find your own Drew Brees retirement title for the blog, just take one of their titles that's already in the search bar, because that title is already being searched. People are typing those exact words in to look for Drew Brees retirement blogs. So your blog will already be part of the algorithm because that title is already part of the algorithm. Then you can also, I just showed you how to find tags, so you can find tags the same way. And those are little tricks of the trade to try to give your video more visibility. So that's just something I want to say. Now, as far as what you can make a month, now mind you, I just came back to blogging in November. Late November. I don't really have like a lot of subscribers. I don't have a lot of subscribers at all. I have a decent amount, but I don't have a lot. Not nearly as what I had on that other channel. So for me, this is the last 28 days on my YouTube right here. The watch time, I got 2.1 like million minutes or whatever within the last 28 days. I got 242,000 views. I got a 513 subscriber increase, and I made $1,900 on YouTube. That's within the last 28 days. So this just something that shows you right here. As you can see at the bottom, estimated revenue. You know, we don't really got to lie about nothing over here, man. We can keep it real. You know, this business right here is something I enjoy. Obviously, I love battle rap. I love blogging. But this is actually one of my least paying businesses. That's why I don't blog all the time. A lot of people might sit around and be like, yo, why you don't blog more or whatever. I'm really making a lot more money doing other stuff than I am on YouTube blogging. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, I don't want to just turn the camera on and just talk about anything. Like, you can take any little tweet, any little message, any little whatever, and you can turn it into a blog just to make YouTube money. I don't really want to do that. That's not really never been the kind of blogger I've grown accustomed to being. I like to try to do thought-provoking topics. I like to try to think about certain ways of doing blogs that other people aren't doing, or just talk about something different. Being a full-time YouTuber is not anything I'm interested in right now, per se. I'm not saying you can't do it. Obviously, you make $1,900 a month. Just imagine if you blogged every day. I only be blogging like 3 days a week, but just imagine if you blog like every day. You could probably double this and start making $4,000 or $5,000 a month or whatever doing YouTube videos. So, yeah, there's definitely money in YouTube, man. You can pay your mortgage, your rent, your car note, whatever, take vacations, take trips. So I'm not knocking it all. It's definitely a good business. And as you can see, I've been able to grow my channel in the 3 months that I've been in battle. When I came in November, so December, January, February, March, literally 4 months in battle rap, and I'm already making $2,000 a month in YouTube money. So this is just something for you guys to strive for. And it's just a good goal to achieve, man. It's a part-time job. It could be a full-time job, whatever you got going on. Interested in making money on YouTube, just remember it's a marathon and not a sprint. And until you get off the ground and actually start doing it, it's never going to happen for you. And do not get discouraged, man. In the beginning, do not get discouraged. I remember I used to get 200 views a video, 300 views. I just kept grinding and grinding and grinding. And that's pretty much what you got to do. And that's the business vlog, man. I also have a hair company I'm involved with. I didn't really quite want to introduce that yet. I'm still in the developmental stages of that and trying to get my feet wet with that. But you're going to hear about that real soon. Real estate as well, too, man. Properties. That's one of the things that my family is involved with, is flipping properties and owning like strip malls and different little stuff and land and all kind of stuff like that. Also, flipping properties is another thing I'm involved in, and investing. You know what I'm saying? I got a few Acorn accounts. I ain't super crazy with the investing, but I got some stuff out there. So you got to have multiple streams of income, definitely. And you got to have, a good support system. You got to have you a good spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case. You got to have somebody in your corner that definitely supports you. If you hire people, treat them well, man, because they are a representation of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to need them when you can't be there, and they got to be able to represent your business the way you would represent it. So make sure you hire good people and make sure you treat them right. And other than that, man, entrepreneurship is not for everybody, but you got to have hard work, determination, and drive, because you are in control of your own income. So, and ultimately, man, even if you want to like quit your job and get into like doing anything entrepreneur-wise, always remember this. Even if you don't make as much money as you may make when you were clocking in, you get more satisfaction working for yourself. You know what I'm saying? More satisfaction working for yourself. When I first started the whole trucking business and I was just doing a courier service around Atlanta, making only $1,000 a week, I was making more than that at the hospital. But one thing I enjoyed about the courier business, I saw it grow from nothing. You know what I'm saying? I saw it when it was nothing, and I got an LLC, and then I bought a truck, and I started doing this. So I appreciated it more, you know what I'm saying, than when I was working for someone else. So sometimes you can't put a dollar sign on your own business. You know what I'm saying? Like what it means to own your own stuff and work when you want to work and control your own destiny. You can't put a dollar amount on that. So even when in the beginning, like, yeah, I wasn't making as much as I was making at the hospital, it was more fulfilling, man. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely more fulfilling. So that's one thing I want to say. I appreciate you watching the blog. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share the video, man. And thanks for your support. Holla at your boy.
U2 is the third and last 51 at 814,